Hi guys, and welcome to another video of Anna does Pilates at home. This is another one of our March Madness 2021 series on to week 3 of 4. So in this video we will go through the third week of the March Madness moves. Some of the moves will be the more traditional Joseph Pilates type moves, some of them will be the usual modified APPI, working at all levels so that you can work at the level that you are comfortable with. So let's go ahead and get started. If you come and have a wee seat on your mat, please make sure that you have had a warm-up, for instance using my 5-minute warm-up video prior to starting this video. So let's go ahead and get started with the neck pull. Though we are talking about neck pulling, our neck stays nice and long with this exercise. It's very much an abdominal control and strength exercise. Hands behind your head, one on top of each other, and elbows pointing out, trying to keep them out the whole way. Legs nice and straight, and if you can, toes towards you. Let yourself lower down towards the mat, as low down as you feel comfortable to go with the abdominals. Then come back up and bring your head to your feet, elbows to your knees. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in, back up. Breathe out, come down to the knees. Breathe in, back up, and repeat. Trying to draw those toes towards you as you come back up to really help that control, coming back up vertebrae per vertebrae, lowering yourself down vertebrae per vertebrae, keeping that neck nice and long. Now you can see me there coming all the way down, but as I can't control it, my hands goes forward the way, just to the motion that I'm not controlling so well, and then hands goes back behind the head the whole time. So you may want to try and do it that way if you're wanting to go lower down, to make sure that you are still very much controlling the movement with the abdominals the whole way. Use those hands to guide you up a bit. Regain control, hands behind head again. Let's make that next one our last one. And relax back onto your back. Well done. Moving on to our next exercise, the scissors, coming up onto single tabletop for the level 1, keeping the back nice and flat against the mat. Neck still nice and long, ribs nice and relaxed. Breathe out, bring the leg up to tabletop position. Breathe in, back down. Breathe out, other leg up and in, back down. And trying to very much bring that knee to 90 degrees angle. And don't bring that leg too close to your tummy, so we are engaging those trans-abdominal muscles. Feel free to stay in level 1, otherwise for level 2 we are up in double tabletop position. Bring one leg up to single tabletop, then draw heel to the bottom to lift the second one up, making sure that you've kept your lower back nice and flat, trans-abdominals engaged. And alternating one leg coming down, pointing down to the mat before it comes back up. And then you may want to go a little bit faster for the next level. Breathing out for 1, in for 1, or out for 2, and in for 2 depending on the speed that you are at. Make sure that your knee stays nice and bent so that it doesn't start kicking up to the ceiling as you're doing the scissors a little bit faster. And for progression from there, you can come up into abdominal prep, sinking rib cage down, lifting up, keeping head nice and long. And still in that double tabletop position, same movement for the scissors, engaging those abdominals, though keeping the lower back nice and flat against the mat, those ribs nice and sink down. And just keep tuning that breathing still to your speed, out for 1, in for 1, or out for 2 and in for 2. For the last progression of this exercise, we are going to come back up into abdominal prep position, legs into double tabletop position, back nice and flat, neck nice and long. One leg is going to straighten up towards you as the other leg is going to lower down to the ground, both legs nice and straight, and we're going to alternate the leg that comes to you and the leg that drops down. And just hold it above or below your knee where it's comfortable for you. And feel free to add a little pulse like I'm doing there for a little bit more control. Breathing out for 1, in for 1, or out for 2, in for 2, depending on your speed once again. Do drop back down, relax and reset as you need. We'll just do a few more there. Okay guys, well done. We'll go ahead and stop it there for the scissors, and we'll move on to our next exercise, which is still in day 16. We've got 2 in day 16 in bicycle. So in that position, again with the back nice and flat, for just the leg position, we're going in the one leg stretch. One leg slides forward in a diagonal and comes back. Other leg stays nice and neutral in that tabletop position, just alternating between them. Out as you lengthen, in as you come back with the leg. You can bring the leg a little bit lower down as well if you want to work on the control of the pelvis and hip a little bit more. Just stays as far as you can control. For the full bicycle, we bring ourselves up to that abdominal prep again, hands behind the head, and one elbow is going to twist over towards the opposite knee, alternating sides into that crunch. Breathing out one way, in the other. And you may speed the movement, and as you do so, your breathing may switch to breathing out for 2 and in for 2 once again. Make sure that your back continues staying nice and flat in that neutral position as you speed up, still controlling that lengthening of the leg around the hip and pelvis. And try and make sure that it is the obliques, so the side abdominal muscles, that are making you do the twist motion. So although the elbow is bending towards the leg, it's very much those abdominals, those oblique muscles that are making us twist to each side. For either level, do make sure that you drop yourself back down, reset and have a rest as you need. We'll just go ahead and make it a few more on each side there. And that's us relaxing back down. Well done. So moving on to shoulder bridge exercise. In your neutral position, feet together, heels apart, toes apart, to create that space between the knees with the knees nice and bent. And we're going to rock the pelvis back, coming up the way vertebrae per vertebrae to the ceiling, and engaging the bottom muscles. Thinking of a harness pulling us up from the middle so we don't drop at either side of the pelvis. Breathing out, coming up, breathing in, back down. and feel free to cross your arms to make the proprioceptive element of this exercise harder. Progressing from the shoulder bridge level 1, you come up to level 1 still, and from there straighten one leg, staying nice and in line with the other knee in a diagonal, before bending the leg back into shoulder bridge 1 and coming back down. And keep alternating sides. Breathe out, come up, in, hold, out, lengthen leg, in, back, out, back, down. Once again, feel free to cross the arms to make the proprioceptive element harder, still really working those leg muscles and those abdominals in this exercise. If you feel that level 2 is way too easy in terms of control, progressing on to the next level, coming up level 1 up to level 2, then the leg from there comes up to the ceiling, then back to level 2, onto level 1 and back down. So coming up the way, lengthen one leg in line, up to the ceiling, lengthening back in line with the other knee, and drop back down and reset, alternating either side. Breathe out, come up, breathe in, hold, out, leg up, in, come back down. And again, feel free to cross your arms. Let's go ahead and make it 3 more on each side. That is you, well done. In your own time, just come up into your sitting position for our next exercise, the spine twist. So in spine twist with your legs crossed just as much as comfortable, keeping shoulders nice and relaxed, stack one arm on top of the other. Making sure your pelvis doesn't move at all, is very much coming from the shoulder region, the thoracic spine, to twist to one side as far as you're comfortable to go, and then twist to the other side. Breathe out, twist. Breathe in, come back. Don't let those shoulders creep up. To progress on, open the arms nice and straight and bring the legs forward, nice and relaxed with the toes towards you so that your legs are engaged as well. Making sure again that it's just coming from the thoracic spine. Don't let those shoulders move from that nice open position, twisting from the same region around the thoracic spine one side, twisting to the other. Breathe out one way, breathe in all the way. Okie doke, let's stop it there with the spine twist, and I will let you come back onto your back for the next exercise, the jackknife. In your neutral position, bring both legs up to double tabletop position, and for the jackknife prep, keeping your knees bent, you're going to bring the knees forward your chest, just lifting the lower back up, vertebrae per vertebrae, and back, keeping the natural shape of the back and keeping the shoulder blades nice and long, nice and relaxed, and the neck nice and long also. Breathing out, coming up, and in, coming back down. As you feel more comfortable with the movement, you may want to straighten the leg at the end to go into a bit more of that jackknife. So straightening them back, and just note there that I can still move my neck so that it's not on my neck. The weight is purely on my shoulders. That's really important for avoid any neck injuries. Breathing out as we come up and back behind the head. Breathing in as we come back, vertebrae per vertebrae, rolling slowly back to the mat. You can progress on further by bringing the legs nice and back behind the head, then straighten them up a little, lowering them back down and repeating the motion, very much coming from that hip, keeping the abdominals nice and controlled, neck nice and long and relaxed. Remember not to put the weight on your neck. Breathe out, straighten legs towards the ceiling, breathe in, come back. Once again, as you feel more comfortable and want to progress on, you may want to straighten the legs up towards the ceiling before you bring them back down to that perpendicular position of the legs nice and straight behind the head, coming up, really engaging abdominals to do so, and back. Breathe out, up, in, back. For the full jackknife, begin in double tabletop, straighten the legs to 45 degrees. And then go ahead and roll back, lifting the lower back, legs nice and straight coming behind your head. Just the lower part of the back, shoulders relaxed, neck nice and long, able to still move. Draw the abdominals and hips in to come up, drawing them up to lengthen up to the ceiling and to come back down the way. Breathing out, legs back behind head up to the ceiling, in, coming back. Making your next one your last one, and then in your own time you will roll on to your side in order to do our next exercise, the side kick. Make sure that you are nice and long on your side, so you can see me there. Push my top hip to make sure that's lengthened. Arm nice and relaxed, very much on my hip, so don't let yourself roll back, don't let yourself roll forward. Top leg comes up to hip height and lengthens forwards and back. In the level 1, both legs are bent. And we're imaging a glass that we just glide on forward, glide on back. Note that my knee is not pointing down at any time. The movement is very much coming from the hip. Feel free to pop your hand onto your waist like I'm doing so there to challenge proprioceptive element more. To progress, resume with the same exercise, this time with the legs nice and straight, making sure you're still in neutral on that hip, not rolling forward, not rolling back. Leg up to hip height, gliding forward and back on that imaginary table. Breathing out forward, breathing in back. Feel free to add the toes like I'm doing so, bringing the toes towards you for one way and the toes pointing out for the other. What we call dorsiflex and plantarflex. So you should feel this exercise working quite hard at the top around the hip region into your abductors and glutes. And we're just going to make it just 2 more there, and in your own time you will then alternate to the other side, going again to side kick 1, knees bent, or side kick 2, legs nice and long, just the same level as you were at on this side. So make sure that you find your nice and long position again in that neutral, very much on your hip, not too far forward and not rolling too far back that it's your lower back doing the movement. Hands again on your waist if you want to challenge proprioceptive element more, or at the front in that meringue shape, so we're not fixing through the upper body, just using it for a little bit of control. Good job everybody. Let's make it 2 more, and then in your own time come back up into sitting for the last exercise of the MATness Challenge week 3. So in this position we're going to go into teaser. You can see me there doing a half roll down, which is in between the teaser, just to make sure that you are very much gaining that control around the abdominals, that you're not learning to fix through anything. So do stay at the level if you're more comfortable with that. Arms nice and straight, palm facing one another, lowering yourself down as low down as you can control, then using the abdominals to come up, hands coming up all the way up to the ceiling, lengthening the thoracic spine before you come down again. Breathe out down, in, back up. Maintaining that natural C shape of the spine, allowing yourself to drop down onto your sitting bone. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, neck is nice and long. If you want to progress on to the full teaser, it's definitely a good challenge. Then come up to that sitting bone to start with, arms nice and straight, palm facing one another. Allow yourself to lower yourself down vertebrae per vertebrae, with the abdominals controlling the movement at each stages, back down to the mat fully. Then there your arms goes behind your head to then come back up to the ceiling and forward, guiding the movement to allow those abdominals to pull yourself up, making sure you're not fixing through the neck. Neck remains nice and long. You breathe out to come down, you breathe in at the end to prepare, and out to come back up, drawing the abdominals up. Solid effort everyone, well done. Let's just make it 3 more there. And that is us. Well done everybody. I hope that you have enjoyed week 3 of the MATness challenge. Let me know in the comments which one you found most challenging. Why don't you visit my stretch video or my cool down video after this hard workout for a little bit of stretching TLC. As usual, do like and subscribe, and hope to see you all very soon again. Bye bye just now.